fix the issues that the battery, like these regulations are like as a whole they're good, they're fine. The only issue is the battery and the new engine. If the new engine is tweaked and fixed, then I think these regulations would be fine for the most part.
Mhm. So having you said that, do you think people, let's say, are overreacting the way they're saying, "Oh, this new regulation is going to be an absolute disaster and it's going to be a
People,
terrible season in terms of racing and etc."
people in nowadays in F1 listen to a driver and they kiss his ass. That's how I'm gonna say it. I know when number and everything, they kiss their asses. Oh, the regulations are bad. Okay, I'm gonna trust this driver. The regulations are bad. Oh, Max Verstappen is the only person who's correct. Guys, it's not. This is not how Formula One. You should always have your own opinion. You should never let the driver choose your opinion. Like, I don't understand people nowadays. I don't get it. Why you always complain, and you when another driver says the regulations are good, you go fight him. I don't get it. Like I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
Like why would you go?
yeah, I agree.
Okay, the regulations
Yeah,
are not the
continue.
best. Okay, the regulations are not the best. We understand that. Everybody knows that. But give it a chance. Have you even seen this only testing again? Give it a chance. Wait. That's my opinion.
I agree. I mean, I agree. I mean, the season, as I said before, the season didn't even start. The first race didn't even happen. The first sprint race didn't even happen. The first practice session didn't even happen. The first qualifying didn't even happen. The first sprint qualifying didn't even happen. So, yes, I understand these regulations might, we say this might because the season start. It might not look the best, might not look so beautiful, but again, does not mean that is we should follow it like a pack of cards or something. Like we should wait. I think the season didn't even start. We should give this kind of new regulation a chance before we give a clear judgment. So the season even start, and I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure that the drivers in the past, the likes of I don't know, Schumacher, the likes of Vettel, Raikkonen, before a new regulation change, they said, "Oh no, this is terrible. Oh, this is awful. This is terrible. This is terrible. Absolute bad for Formula One." And then when they tried it, they say, "Oh, this is beautiful. This is amazing." So like give it a try. Give it a try when it comes to the real times. I know the drivers gave it a try in testing, it's just etc. But obviously, what mostly is focused on is the races and the qualifying, the real qualifying. And when does that happen? When they give the chances, and when let's say we reach the part in the season, let's say halfway part of the season, and it's bad, the regulations is bad, then yeah, okay, you can make a judgment like this. But like again, the season didn't even start. So I think we should wait. Obviously, it does not help before the race in Australia because we all know Australia is usually a race where it is very chaotic. But at the same time, like wait and then give a clear judgment. So another news that happened in Formula One, which it relates to what we talked about in the last episode,
Engine compression.
which is the Mercedes, yeah, which is the Mercedes engine drama. And the Mercedes engine drama, FIA, they announced that it has submitted a proposal for a new engine test to be established for the summer break of the 2026 season. This follows the dispute that has dominated the preseason with rival manufacturers questioning the legality of the Mercedes power unit that will be used by four teams. So the Mercedes engine will be they can those Mercedes teams who are powered by engine can run it until the 1st of August. But obviously, the 1st of August they have to try a new engine. Do you think that's the right decision, and do you think the timing is the right in your opinion, Mohammed?
Look, it's a good. It's like the flexi wing discussion where McLaren were given until Spain to figure out the flexi wing issue. and that FIA we're gonna do the FIA are gonna start investigating or measuring it differently. We still have to wait until we see the vote, because if the vote says if the teams disagree and say no, uh, if the teams say no to this new measurement idea, then it's not gonna get implemented. But if they agree, it's gonna August is gonna be halfway through the season. Mercedes could easily win halfway through the season. It doesn't matter. Or they could gain a hefty point advantage to a point where no other team can catch up. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's my opinion on this. It doesn't make a difference. And I think
And also,
and I th-
yeah, continue.
I think Mercedes have already found a solution to this issue, from what I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, top teams like Mercedes will always find this issue, no matter what. But again, I don't think this is going to make a huge difference. I agree with what you said. I mean, it's similar to McLaren flexi wing last year, where Red Bull were complaining and saying, "Oh, this is going to massively affect McLaren," but it didn't affect them at all. Um, Not only McLaren last year, I remember Red Bull in 2010, where teams like Ferrari and McLaren were complaining, and when Red Bull had to change it, it didn't change much. So again, we've seen this story before, and even if they're gonna have to change their engine in uh, in mid-season, they will have time to change it. They will have time. It's not like oh, you have to change it now, and then you don't know. Mercedes and McLaren don't know what to do, right? No, they have time to do it. So I don't think it's going to be a major shakeup, or it's going to show a huge difference in the way teams perform, the level of performance and the level of the pace of the car from those four teams, not just Mercedes. So yeah, but obviously, Formula One, loves a bit of drama. So yeah, anyway. Um, Now let's move on to let's go back to the teams we talked about very early on in this episode. Do you think where do you think rank Racing Bulls? Because I think they are also underrated. Where do you
Tenth,
rank them? Do you think they're the best of the rest, or where do you rank them?
seventh after Alpine
And Haas.
and Haas. Yes,
Uh-huh. Okay. Um, and what do you make of the new teams, Audi and Cadillac?
Cadillac for their first season, it's not bad. But they're not that great. It's not bad for their first time in F1. Um, what else? Audi. I feel like it's just Sauber. Like feels like Sauber, but just with a rename, nothing different. They still have their engine they have to figure out. But
Mhm.
I think if Aston Martin don't figure out get their shit together, it's gonna be dominant. It's gonna be dominant. Cadillac are gonna be faster than Aston Martin, which is a little bit crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, yeah, let's talk about Aston Martin in breakdown because, like, they've had an absolute disaster of a preseason. Like, we thought Williams before the Bahrain testing, where the dead last, the finish, the dust.
Mm-hmm.
Aston Martin, they've been absolutely terrible. I mean, their reliability is terrible. The gearbox is terrible. The pace of the car is terrible. Everything is in the direction that is very, very badly for Aston Martin. And listen, Honda, they were in a kind of a successful partnership with Red Bull. But even with Red Bull, when they had a successful partnership, when the new regulation started, Red Bull had a couple of engine failures in those first three races in 2022.
Mm.
So we all know that Honda never, and we all also the McLaren days, of course, the GP2 engine, as said by Alonso. Honda never start the new regulation change in the best way possible.
Mm.
They never do that. Um, and Adrian Newey has a habit. He's a great designer, and he's a great you know what he does in terms of creating very good cars, etc. But we all know he also has a habit of creating fragile cars, even though well, let's say Red Bull, I think in 2010, Red Bull 2010, where they won both championships, but they had something like so many amount of engine failures,
Yeah, yeah.
um, something mechanically. So in 2010 with Red Bull, so what like do you think Aston Martin should obviously where they said that because we don't know what's going to happen in Australia, where they sat right now, they are dead last. Do you think they're going to able to improve in Australia, or do you think this is where we're going to actually see the true picture of their performance?
Honestly, because they haven't been, they had so much reliability issues, and when they ran, they didn't run at their full pace. For example, during the testing and the first testing, they were running the engine at a specific speed at only at a certain speed of 290 kilometers. They only didn't start running it higher at a higher speed. Uh, only they only started running it at a higher speed um, at the second testing. My honest opinion is I wanna believe the hype around Andrew Newey, but I just don't believe it. Like I'm trying
Mhm,
to think, okay, yeah, it might be an engine issue. This might be the engine being shit, but yeah, I don't think it's the engine being shit. I think it's generally Andrew Newey missing it this time. It, and Aston Martin generally being bad. Again, I questioned his role when he decided to be a team principal. I questioned his role, but I questioned his role and why would a guy focus on a guy that's busy doing the aerodynamics at team principal? Doesn't make sense. He's not gonna be able to focus on designing a car and being a team principal at the same time. But yeah,
mhm,
I guess we'll have to wait and see once these engine and reliability issues get fixed.
mhm. I agree. And by the way, he's not even the one who's making interviews. I saw. I think the testing when all the team principals
Yeah.
make the press conference. He's not the one going to the press conference. He's not the one who's making interviews.
Who is?
So he's not. Listen, he's an incredible, successful figure in Formula One as a designer and at what he does. But I think we said this before and we've said it again. He's not a team principal like.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
He's not.
Yeah, he's not.
He's not. I think the main reason I know we've said this before, but I think the main but that was off air. But I think the main reason why they gave him that appointment in before Qatar last year, if you remember, was because of the rumors of Christian Horner.
Yeah, yeah,
And we also everybody knows, you know, the main reason or one of the big reasons why Adrian Newey left Red Bull at the start of 2024 season was because of his let's say a bit of conflict with Horner and the situation that was happening with Horner, etc., etc. So and Adrian Newey didn't want to be part of it with all the shenanigans that was happening between Horner and Verstappen's dad, and that was happening between Horner and Helmut Marko. So that's why he left. So I think maybe the reason, and obviously we all know, maybe Newey said behind the scenes to Lawrence Stroll that, you know what, if you're gonna appoint Horner, then you're gonna make some problems. So I think that's the main reason why they appointed Nui as team person because like who does that? Like you have to appoint a person when a guy is a fantastic figure in Formula One or in a sport, you have to appoint him in the best possible job in the job that he's very good at. Not because he's successful at any department or any shape or form. No, because he's good at what he does. And I don't think Lawrence Stroll, with that decision he made, he didn't make the decision based off